everybody, it's Gail from Gail's Bookish Things. Welcome back to day 11 of July Journaling Joy. I want to just focus a little bit today on making a little tab like this. This one is glued in. It's a little fold of fabric, and I want to 100% credit Polika39 from Instagram. I love looking at her photos of her traveler's notebooks and journals, and I noticed in some of her pictures she had all these cool fabric tabs, and I just love that kind of scrappy look. So I want to just do that in this next journal so some of that's ready. And I do want to point out quickly that I made another one of these bands. I don't know if I showed this one. This is the brown elastic that was too short for one of my other journals, and then I added this button. This is not a vintage button, but I liked that shade of green. So point that out in case you missed the video. These are super easy to make, obviously. This one's just tied and just wraps around. So anyhow, you can do these fabric tabs really any way that you prefer or like to do, but I kind of like gluing them so that the staple doesn't mar it or like get tangled or it tears more easily. But I typically will just add some glue like that and then put it on the other side and then bring it around. I mean, it's pretty much a no-brainer, but you know, sometimes it just helps to see something, or it's inspiring to see something that somebody else has done. You're like, oh yeah, I like that idea. So it looks really cool when there's a whole bunch of them. I'm going to just clamp this with this, whatever these kind of clamps are called. And one thing you might want to do is to kind of stagger them so when your journal is closed, you can see several of them. I don't know why I didn't start that one over there, but I didn't. So that's okay. This would be a great way of marking something in particular, but in this instance I just want to do a few for the decorative effect. But normally I think what I would do is, like, once I've finished an entry, I might do this to mark it. Also, I have a journal where I keep track of books that we've read for our book discussion group. And I thought of maybe highlighting some of my favorite books with one of these colorful tabs to kind of give it a place of honor. This is another piece of scrap muslin that I have on hand, and my friend Kim sent me this adorable little mushroom stamp. So I took a color that's called, here, I'll grab it because I don't remember the name. It's this brushed corduroy. So it kind of gives almost like a little sepia tone on this cream colored muslin. This is unbleached muslin. So let's do one here in the middle. I will probably be using this journal for my daily journal where I kind of talk about events of the day or what the family is doing. I'm hesitating here because I don't like that loopiness on there so much. But I did want to show you how it works stapled, but you know what? I bet you could figure that out. I don't have to show you, because you probably know what a staple looks like. But anyway, the staple is super quick, and you don't have to wait for it to dry, of course. But I feel like it can tear. A thing that you could do, though, to prevent the tearing would be to put a little piece of washi tape or glue another little piece of fabric on top of the staple. But that's part of the look too, you know, kind of that scrappy junk journal-y look where you have all kinds of elements going on. But for some reason I just don't want to use the staple right now. I'm getting glue on the pages. This is the Splendor Gel notebook. I've talked about it before. I haven't really started using it yet, but I am using it in the back as a ink sample thing. It may continue to be a swatch book. It may get another life of its own. I haven't decided yet, but I did want to play around with the paper and see how I liked it. So you can kind of get the idea of how cute that would be. This is one of my favorite fabrics. It's so neat. It reminds me of a kind of Scandinavian type theme. I think we need to add that one. So we have like 3, because things are better in odd numbers, I am told, when it comes to decorating elements. This is another really good idea for using up all those fabric scraps. If you ever do things with fabric, you'll find that you start to accumulate bits and pieces. Sometimes they seem like they're too good to throw away, like too much. You know, if it's really little, I would throw it away. Normally these I might pitch, but then I remembered how much I liked her tabs. So I wonder, yeah, I'm afraid that's going to make that glue down. I'll just stick this on here. If these were a little shorter, I could use these clips, but my tabs are a little bit too tall. And I'm afraid if I bunch down the loop, it'll end up gluing. So I'll just hold it for a minute on there and then take that off. But it's such a cute effect. It just adds a lot of personality. And whatever your favorite scraps are, you know, your kind of look will emerge with that. I kind of like these. Generally, I guess, what are they called? Like calicos? Little floral prints I'm oftentimes drawn to, or these rich colors. Again, it's a floral, but it's a little bit more of a bold, not so subtle design, but really kind of a variety of them would be fun. And I think this little leafy one will be pretty. Also, varying the size will really make that interesting. So there, I hope that's a fun idea for you, and I hope it helps you use up those scraps. If you're like me, you like to use the stuff that's sitting around. And I've kind of been challenged lately to just take advantage of the things that I have on hand. Now, I did just do a video on some new ink samples I bought, so I'm not 100% holding to that, but it is kind of a fun challenge to use your stash, the stuff you have on hand, and you might find that you have a little bit more than you think. Just think of ways to repurpose it. So this is my tip for you for today. Hope everything's going well, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.